This is our last full day, Thursday, and we're going on another coach tour, just a morning one this time, taking us into roads that apparently we've not travelled before on the all-island tour. We're hoping that we're going to get the same informative guide, Mark, because he was really first class in his job. I think that looks like Mark doing the window cleaning, which is a very good thing if you're filming through the glass. I don't know how fortunate we will be in getting such a good viewpoint as we had the other morning, but I want to be fairly close to the entrance to get the best view as I can. That shows his devotion to his job. I don't think I've ever seen a coach driver do that before. So helpful. Got the opposite side of the coast today.
I get videos all the time.
I just got to confirm, folks, everyone is definitely going on the country drive.
Yes.
It's a morning tour, but we didn't go on the island tour, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay, right. Folks, I do apologise for the squeeze, folks. In actual fact, she's had to stop booking today. Popped a little ride out this one. Look, nice to see you again. A lot of you went with me on the all-day round the world tour.
Tuesday, yeah. On Tuesday.
7 hours. Okay, but I was good at an actual fact. I was meant to do the war tunnels today, but I asked my boss if I could swap.
Goodie.
I said, I know these people.
Yeah, they're very good people.
We're like family, I said.
Yeah, well done.
You stick with me. Right, okay, off we go. Now, as per normal, because I like working for Modern Holidays, because the girls there, they always set off earlier than everyone else. See, the people waiting inside, they won't be going for quite a while yet. And this tour actually doesn't officially leave till 10:15 or thereafter. So what it means is we've got a good start on everyone. And we'll be out the way, and we're not rushed in any way, you know. Now what we're going to do is this. We're going to go through some valleys and some roads that we don't go to on the other tour, you see. And that way, you see a little bit more of the island. So when you get back a bit later, if you have a look at the map, what with the coastal tour and this tour, you actually cover quite a lot, you know. Now those people that I've got, you stick with me, my name's Mark. A lot of you, as I say, might remember, but as I say, so you meet a lot of people on holiday. You stick with me, my name's Mark, and I've got the bus number 8. Okay, so you just stick with me. I thought, to be truthful, yesterday, the forecast yesterday morning said it was going to be okay, but then we got this bit of low pressure. It's coming down the English Channel. Now, the local forecast is to dry and brighten up this afternoon, folks, so I hope they're right. And but that's what they say on the local one, like at 5:30 this morning. And so hopefully it will pass over. It's just sweeping down the English Channel, this weather. But now when we do the tours, right, when you've done the sort of round the island tour, when we do that one, that's a sort of get to know Jersey tour, that one. And when I do that one, I'll tell you all about the island and what's on where, and I'll give you a bit of history, and I'll tell you all about like Island Life. On this one, I'll tell you where we're going, where we're passing through, and I'll tell you one or two other little stories along the way. So basically you just learn a little bit more and you do a bit more mileage around Jersey, you see a bit more. This is what we're going to do. We'll leave St Helier, and as you know, once we get out of town, the road's all clear. We're going to make our way up to the north, and as we do so, we'll slowly start to climb up to the north. Then we'll veer off by the old telephone exchange, and I'll take you through what we call Reservoir Valley. It's a bit of the island that very few people see. We go through Reservoir Valley. We have a little stop at René de Leeds Glass Church. I'll tell you all about it and what it entails and everything. So we have a little viewing at René de Leeds Glass Church. From there, we continue on and we go back up to the north. I'll probably take you down to Bully Bay, but that's another bit of the island that very, very few people see, Bully Bay. I'll take you down there. It's only one road goes in and out, and you'll see why not many coaches go down there. But it's where they have the hill climbs, you see. So I'll take you down there. After that, we come up past Gerald Durrell Zoo, and we head out through the lanes out east. Now, I know, as always, they look after you well at Mayfair. You have a nice breakfast.
Yeah.
You go back for your evening meal.
Yeah.
But sometime on the tour today, you'll need get a little bit thirsty. You want to have a morning tea or coffee, or maybe just a light snack or something. And we go to the big garden centre, Ramsay's. This is a family-owned one, this one. And it's to be honest, it's the best one on the island.
We stayed in
They have
50 years ago.
We stayed in that place, but it was...
They have their own
Was it called Liquid
like
Hotel?
cottage tea rooms there, and it's probably one of the nicest. Well, I think it's the nicest one on the island out of all of the garden centres. They actually have their own bakery there, and everything is baked fresh every morning. Got very, very good bake. It's just like the Great British Bake Off. It is. It's lovely. Yeah, and everything's even like the sandwiches and everything are handmade by fresh bread. They bake it every day, so it's just a bit nicer than the cafes, you know. And then after that, you can peruse around there, you know. As always on the tour, there's no admission fees or anything. You can have a little peruse around. And they do local produce there and everything. When we leave there, we're going to go by Queen's Valley, what we call a Hoogby, and we will make our way after that back into town. Now, see how you feel and how the weather is. If you want to be dropped at the hotel, I'll drop you at the hotel. If you want to be dropped by the park, I'll drop you by the park. If you want to be dropped down the front, go over to the castle or by Liberation Square. If you want to spend the afternoon in town, I'll drop you there. See how you feel at the time and see how the weather is, you know. So, as I say, I am hoping that it will brighten up for the a bit this afternoon and dry up as well. So, hopefully, if you wanted to go out and about this afternoon, it will be a lot better than that. At René de Leeds Glass Church. Now, when I came here 30 odd years ago, I had to do my knowledge, and I was driving around and I had to find all these places of interest and learn a bit about them and everything. And I was driving round and round, and I kept driving past this church because, to be honest, from the outside, you wouldn't give it so much as a second glance, you know. But it's very, very plain. But it's a little bit unique inside. Now, the reason why they called it the Glass Church is because the fonts, the altar, the statues in the front door, and all of the windows and glass, it's all made of solid glass, handmade personally by René de Leeds Glass of Paris, you see. Commissioned to be built by Lady Trent in memory of her husband, whom was the first Lord Trent, but better known to us all as Jessie Boots, from Boots the Chemist. See? So I'll tell you a little bit about him, and then a bit about the church and a little bit about the link. Jessie Boot, folks. Jessie Boot was born in 1851, and he was brought up in the country. And as a young man, he was fascinated by watching and seeing people making cures and remedies out of herbs and flowers and things from the countryside. Well, he came into an inheritance, and with the money, he went off and he studied medicine. Now, when he completed his studies, he moved into a house that he also inherited in Nottingham. There, out of the back of the house, he made medicines and he sold them out to the front of the house. You could say that became the very first boots to chemists. The business grew and grew, but he was a bit of a workaholic. And his doctor said to him, have a break. He said, you're doing too much. And anyway, he came to Jersey for a long vacation, and here he fell in love and married a lass by the name of Florence Rowe, who was a daughter of a bookkeeper, and it was his wife, Florence, that helped him run the business. And indeed, it was she that was instrumental with introducing other things into the shops as well, as we know them to be today. Anyway, they ended up with something like 1,000 outlets. In 1923, I think it was, they retired to Jersey. They built a big house here called Millbrook Manor. In 1928, for all their work to trade and industry, and they've done a lot of charitable work. Indeed, I believe that the Boots Foundation is still ongoing for the University of Nottingham, and the Boots Foundation is still ongoing here. They help young mothers and families as well. But Jesse Boot passed away, and in 1928, so he was making all the Lady Trents. See, I think he passed away, I'm sure it was 1931, it might have been 33, but I think it was 31. And he's buried in a little private chapel round by the back of St Billard's Bay. Now, they own Millbrook Manor here, but they also owned a property in the south of France where they used to go to for vacations. And there they became very good friends with their next door neighbour, whom was René the Leek. Now, Lady Trents asked the Leek if he would come out of retirement and in memory of her husband and his friends make some glassware for the church. The Leek agreed to do this, but he didn't make just a little bit of glassware. It sort of became his retirement hobby in a way. He made statues for the front door, replaced all of the windows, and made a font and a solid altar of glass in his own Leek style. And that is basically how it all came into being, you see.
It's a roadside kiosk.
This is called Reservoir Valley round here. Not many people see this bit of Jersey.
You have to see anything really with this
This
one.
is where we have the reservoirs that supply St Helier.
Valley.
Sitting here going down some small roads.
Roads get a bit narrow again. Do you know, all of these parishes, I mentioned the other day that parish life hasn't changed that much really, and they still have the Honourable Constable of the parish. Now, they're not uniform, but they're voted in, they learn the law. Very old system of policing on Jersey. I think Jersey's got one of the oldest police forces in the world, I think. But anyway, they have the Honourable Constable.
It's a real names, isn't it?
Polices the parish. And we have the uniform police as well, but if there's an issue like in the parish here, the Honourable Constable, it'll be him that comes out and he decides who's at fault, and it just relieves a bit of work for the uniform police, you see, and they can find you and everything, you know. Anyway, this is St Lawrence, you see, so and I know the George, he's the Honourable Constable here, I've known him for many years. I was coming down here a few years ago, and two hire cars down the bottom just clipped each other.
There's like no wood.
Now, no one was hurt or nothing like that. Anyway, but the Honourable Constable George came out. So he said to me, he said, "What happened, Mark?" I said, George, I reckon they just misjudged the bench, you know, mate. So he said, okay, anyway, waved me through. And I saw him a few weeks later, and I was chatting to him, and he said, you know them people in the iCar, Mark? I said, yeah. He said, I doubled their fine. And I said to him, why did you fine them, George? I said, I thought it was just an accident, mate, you know? So he said, no. He said, they told me, it was just down here. He said, they told me when they turned the corner, a young reindeer wandered out and had to take evasive action. And old George informed them the last reindeer died here 300 years ago. There are lots of wildlife, there definitely ain't no reindeer though, that's for sure. Go fishing from here, you can get a licence to fish these. A lot of trout in here. You would know that they existed. We're okay. All the reservoirs are quite full up at the moment.
See, full of trees.
We feel right this summer. But we got I mentioned the desalination plant on the island too, didn't I? We got that as a backup. But it's all very peaceful in the summer, very pretty around here. No, we won't be short of water this year.
Very different.
Do you know, I know it's a bit of a funny subject, but I do get asked sometimes, so not far from here is our sewage plant. Now, literally years ago, everything was pumped out to sea. Some places in Europe still do it that way, you know. And but anyway, Jersey spent millions and millions of pounds, and they got one of the most high-tech plants in the world. And I've been round it. I took some people round it one day, and I was sort of tagged on to the end, you know. They said, yeah, you tag on. And I didn't understand all of what they were saying, but basically, they were saying, from the beginning to the end, when it comes out, and they offer people it. You could literally drink it. Yeah. Amazing, absolutely amazing, you know. So that's a good thing. It's, you know, nice and clean and everything. And as I say, they're trying to get the tidal power set up for the electricity, so it's all going very green, you know, which is a good thing. Get rid of the power station, things like that. So the technology is getting better and better nowadays, isn't it? You know, makes it like financially viable to do. This is Coronation Park here. So there's toilets and restrooms here, folks, as well. I'll show you where, they're in the little village hall.
Examples of garlic glassware. And some of those as well. Huh. So this is what garlic glass is like.
Is the door open?
No? Oh, it's interesting. That's okay. That's